Transform your body, 5 simple steps. So if you're working out or driving, just listen in and take in what I'm going to share with you about transforming your body. I'm going to deliver it fast and precise, as fast as possible and as precise as possible. And if you do have access to a pen and paper, consider grabbing that, because you might want to write some stuff down, some stuff you might want to remember and memorize. So hint, hint. So grab that pen and paper if you are able to. But either way, here we go. So to transform your body, the first thing I would consider doing is having a clear, specific goal. That's very important. So it's important because you can know you must know where you're headed. So let's do a little exercise now, a goal setting exercise. So if you could wave a realistic magic wand and you can achieve your body, your health, your energy, your flexibility, your balance, how you feel on a day-to-day basis, if you could have that any kind of way you wanted, what would that look like for you? Think about it, get really clear and specific. So much, let's put a number to it. Let's put a body weight and a body fat percent, right? So body weight, whether you do pounds or kilos or stones, depending on what country you're in, if you determine a specific amount of weight that you want to be, then also consider amount of body fat you want to be. That's a very good way to do it. There's other ways, clothes sizes, mirror. I mean, there's lots of things to consider, but I'm here to share with you what I think is going to be get you the best results, the most specific, the most direct approach. And I believe that's for you to have a clear, specific goal, to know exactly what it is you want to achieve, body weight wise, body fat percent wise, being clear and specific. Sometimes, one way to think about that is, as you're like, if you build a home from scratch, you're going to have a blueprint. An architect is going to draw out every room and every outlet, right? So you could go so far as with your fitness, and you could think about every specific part of your body and get really analyzed with it. Good. And that's good. I want you to be clear and specific. But first things first, I'm trying to get you up to the first level, which is really having a clear body weight and a clear body fat percent. Now, once you lock that down, and a couple of quick things on how to understand your body fat percent, if you're not clear on that. 2 basic ways to consider getting a body fat percent test done. One is the doctor I go to is amazing, and they have the test right in there. It's called a DEXA scan, and in other offices they may be called something else. But basically, you stand on it, and it gives you a 3-page report: body fat, hydration, all kind of things. It's very, very good information. Now, if you don't have access to that and you want to kind of a hack way to do it, I know it costs, I just want to get it done kind of thing, consider going online to Google and looking up men's and women's body fat percentages. Chances are you'll find for men or women, you'll see on the low end, like really lean, like under 5% for men, under 10-12% for women. That's usually the leanest people can get, on up to, way overweight, right? And it shows, and you can find yourself on the scale. You can on the visual scale, you can find yourself where you're at currently, and then you can look ahead. I encourage you to look to the lower body fat percentages and look and find the one, whether you're looking at the males or the females, find the one that you resonate with. If you're a male, do you resonate with 10 to 12% body fat? Are you way out of that range, but you like to be 10 to 12% body fat? If you're a female, would you like to be somewhere in the range of 20% body fat? That's a pretty good body fat percentage for women? Are you way above that? Would you like, find out where you want to be. I encourage you to dial it in. Find out exactly what body fat percentage you'd like to be. Doing that can really assist your mind to know exactly where you're headed. So now that's the first thing, having clear, specific goal to transform your body. You've got to know where you're headed. So I encourage you to lock in that goal, a body weight and a body fat percent, right? Now, once you have that, we're going to come back to that a little later, but lock that down in your memory or on your pad if you're taking notes. The 5 simple steps are training, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. Let's break them down briefly. With training, I encourage you to have a combination of strength training and cardiovascular training. Imagine for a moment that we have a twin-engine airplane, and one engine is cardiovascular, and one engine is strength training. Now, if we have both strong engines, you're going to achieve the most you can, I feel like, on a fitness program if you're doing well with both, right? Now, imagine if you only have one. What I've seen over time is that a lot of people, love cardio and hate the weights, or they love the weights and hate the cardio. I've been a member of the hate cardio group, but now I love cardio and I love weights. And so blend the two together, right? You're going to get the most out of it. Now, when it comes to a strength training program, there are basically 5 principles that builds a proper strength training program. Now, the first one is proper form. Now, why would proper form be important? Think about it for a moment. Why would it be important when you're exercising that you're using proper form when you're exercising? 2 big reasons. 1, so that we don't get an injury, and 2, so that we're being most effective with our time and our energy, your time. When you use proper form, you're going to get the most out of each exercise, and you'll avoid injuries. One of my favorite ways of learning proper form is watching people on YouTube, the professionals, and just watching different exercises. A lot of times I like watching the same exercise from different people, because a lot of times you can get a different perspective of what works for them and what doesn't work. And then you can kind of lay it out for yourself. Now, me, I'm 56. I started working out when I was 14. I've been studying it for 40 years. I've been teaching it for 30 years. So it's and I'm fascinated by it. So I encourage you to, if you're interested in building out a fitness program for yourself, learn to get fascinated with stuff like that. Proper form. You lay out your workout for the week and you look at your exercises, and maybe you have 10 different exercises you're working with, and look up the exercise. Put the search in the search engine and look and study. That's just one thing to do. If you're like my 6th grade teacher would say, if you're feeling like an eager beaver, right, then you'll go the extra mile, right? So that's up to you. But studying proper form, that's why training is so good for people that can have access to good training. As the trainer, we just take you through and correct your body and your elbows, because a lot of times there's so many ways to do it incorrect. At least study it online. That's what I've done and worked it out myself. That's how I've mastered the exercises. But I encourage you to learn to master the exercises. This is your fitness. Yeah, so I encourage you to go for it. So that's proper form. So we talked about the 5 principles of training: proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. We've looked at proper form. Now let's look at variety. Why would it be important that we have variety on a strength training program. Why is that important? Well, yeah, you mentally will get bored of doing this. If you do the same routine for a whole year, you're going to get sick of it, right? So, yeah, mental boredom. And then have you ever heard of a plateau? A plateau is where you reach a certain level and you just get stuck and you can't get beyond that next level. So, that's a big reason right there to include variety. So mental boredom for sure. Then also so that we continue to break through plateaus, we keep our body guessing. There are a lot of different ways to include variety into your workout. Can you think of a few? Consider adding variety to your routine by changing the rep ranges, sometimes low reps, 5, 6, sometimes high reps, 25, 30. Change the speed of the movement, what we call tempo, sometimes 2 seconds down, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 1. Sometimes 5 seconds down, 1, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, up. Tempo. You can rest. You can change the exercises altogether. You can change the grouping of the exercises and the muscles together. So many ways if you have a little creativity. And matter of fact, I have an app if you're interested. I'm putting free workouts on there, and it's going to have from beginner to advanced and just different things to explore and try. So if you're interested in that, it's coming soon. So, but include variety into your workout, right? Really, and it keeps it going. At this level, I've been working out so long that my body does really adapt to things pretty quick. I like doing 4-week, like I'll do something for 4 weeks, then I'll do another thing for 4 weeks, and another thing for 4 weeks. That works really well for me, but everybody's different. See what works for you, right? So that's proper form, variety. Intensity is the third principle of a good training program. What comes to mind when you think about training or exercising with intensity? What comes to mind? Think about it. Say for example, say if we're doing push downs. So we're going for 15 repetitions. We get to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. Barely got 15. What's the most beneficial part of that set? The first few reps or the last few reps? Well, it'd be the last few. Right? So think about it. That's where the last, barely getting it. That's where the challenge is, right? If the muscles could speak to you, they'd say, I better grow back more muscle to deal with this stress that's being placed up on me right now. So you're stimulating it in the gym with intensity. And it's through the rest, your sleep, your nutrition, a good healthy diet, that it grows back and overcompensates and adapts, building more muscle. Right? So we talked about proper form, variety, intensity. Now the fourth part of a good training program is proper training principles. There's many, this makes it a lot of fun. There's many training principles. I'll just share a few with you and you just have fun with it. Go online, look it up go to ChatGPT or go to Google and look up weight training principles or weight training shocking principles, right? Those are some different things to look up. You'll find a lot. And some principles are like a compound set. You're doing 2 exercises for the same muscle, like a chest press to a chest fly, a lat pull down to a seated row. Our superset is when you're doing opposing muscle groups back to back, like chest press to a lat pull down, or a bicep curl to a push down. So front of the muscle, back, biceps, tricep, opposites, chest, back, quadriceps, hamstrings, a superset. Then there's circuit training, and that's where you work the whole body together. Then there's one of my favorites when training alone is called rest pause training. The rest pause training method. Say we're doing curls, right? Say we're going for 10, and we get to 7 and we get stuck. Can't do any more. Hit the wall. So put it down, take 2 or 3 breaths, then knock out 3 more. Really solid and good. That's the rest pause method. Very effective, a lot of fun, and sometimes you feel like you're cheating because you're putting it down, but it's a training principle. So it's something you're doing on purpose. You're not trying to get out of something. Right. So proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principle, and the last but not least important fundamental for a good training program is number 5. Number 5. Consistency. So think about it for a moment. The power of consistency. What comes to mind when you think about the importance of consistency in a training program? Right? It's important. So imagine for a moment, say if we have you, and say if you have your twin, and say, let's go for a friendly little 1-year fitness competition. We're going to meet back here in 1 year. You start off, you say you're going to work out 4 days a week, combination of strength and cardio. You eat about 80% or better, clean and healthy, getting in your nutrients. You sleep, you get 90% or better, you're getting on your sleep, getting that quality rest. Now, the other twin starts off, misses a workout here and there, eats a little more processed foods here and there, skips a quality meal here and there, has a little more alcoholic beverages here and there, doesn't quite get the quality sleep every night, maybe 70% out of 100 instead of your other 90. So who's going to have the best results? The person that's being consistent with the principles of fitness, the training, the nutrition, the sleep, or the person that's not being consistent? Can you see over a year the power of what gets left behind on the consistency? One of my mentors once said that discipline weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. It's very powerful when you think about that with fitness. Exercising, eating healthy, getting your rest, supplementing intelligently, having a fitness mindset, being consistent with that. The disciplines on a week on, month on, year on, decade on basis. The disciplines of that, if you're doing that, versus the regret of not following through, being overweight, dealing with sexual dysfunction, being at risk of heart disease, just not feeling your best, your sharpest, aging faster than you have to. At the end of that road is going to be regret. Right now, look into your future self. Look at yourself 10 years from now, whatever age you are watching this. 10 years from now, God willing, you'll be here, but you'll be 10 years from now, right? Let's talk to your 10-year self in 10 years from now. What does that person want you to do today in regard to your fitness? The you that's 10 years from now, what does that person, is that person going to thank you for doing your weekly workouts and your weekly eating healthy and getting your quality sleep? Or are you going to be looking back and say, wow, that was a whole 10 years and just regretfully not feeling healthy and fit? Or do you want to be the person that's, yes, you did it. Thank you for being consistent with your training and exercise. Thank you for getting your nutrition in. Thank you for getting every night a good sleep, because you're going to be healthier. You're going to be more vibrant. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be your best self because you're going to be feeling so good. Feels so good to feel healthy, your best. I wish that for you. So consider being consistent with the disciplines of fitness. The overall disciplines, the training, the nutrition, the recovery, the supplementation, the mindset. The big three core is exercise, recovery, sleep. When it comes to training, your workout, your strength portion, consider mastering proper form, variety, training with intensity, incorporating training principles, and being consistent. Choose your path, your workout path, whether it's 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever it is, choose it and be consistent with it. Week on, week out, month on, month out, year on, year out. Consistency. Your workouts, your nutrition, your water, your nutritional intakes. So that's training, nutrition. We talked about recovery, although we haven't got into it directly, but all the reports that I've read and listened to, the neurologists that I've consulted with, 3 different neurologists, have all said 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night. They all agree that about 2 hours of REM and 2 hours of deep, by achieving that, you're doing awesome, right? I haven't been using wearables, so I've just been scheduling 9 hours in the sleep time. And that, I feel like, if I can't get it within that, because, you can get like a 30-minute interruption, up to a 30-minute, no more than that. But I usually don't get up at once, maybe in a whole 9 hours. And sometimes they say that's okay. You're actually might be at the end of a cycle. So if you ever notice when you sleep, have you ever noticed, like when you wake up in the morning and with the alarm and maybe it interrupted you feel like you're in a fog, you're probably in a deep REM or a deep cycle, probably. Right? But when you wake up naturally, it's a good chance you're at an end or in between cycles. So, but whatever you have to do to get yours, my goal is to get that 7.5 to 9 with 2 hours deep, 2 hours REM. That's the target. Until I know better, I'll keep you posted, but consider that. Let's briefly look at supplementation. I feel like there are basically 2 basic categories of supplementation: nutritional supplementation and enhancement performance supplementation. So with nutritional supplementation, it's like protein shakes. I just had a really good one. I think it's in my cooler. Chocolate peanut butter. Oh my gosh. It was blended with almond milk and ice. It's so delicious. So you can have nutritional, if you feel like you're not getting enough protein or something in, or if you just enjoy smoothies. Not everybody enjoys smoothies. So if you don't enjoy them, it's not a big deal. A lot of people are fit without using smoothies, but if you enjoy smoothies, it's a great place to get uptake in nutrition, right? Then enhancement performance, right? Enhancement performance supplements, things like creatine monohydrate, right? And then also, if you're someone that's over 40 and on hormone therapy, it could be prescription medications, could be also in that category. Right? Then last but not least is mindset. So as you're progressing on your fitness journey, I feel like for most people, there's this resistance. You're going to feel it as you're trying to improve yourself. It's almost like if you've ever been in the ocean and you're swimming and there's that tide, like that rip tide, it pulls you, it can drag you along the beach. But it's like you're swimming. That's what going forward sometimes in fitness can feel like. It's like you're swimming forward, but you're swimming against resistance. You're going against resistance. But if you'll stay with the 5 simple steps: exercise, eat healthy, get your rest, supplement intelligently, use your mindset, you can strive right through that resistance. Just being consistent, just keep on being consistent, and you'll cut right through it, and you'll just keep on moving. You'll burn weight, body fat, you'll build muscle. It just comes like that. You'll feel it. But it takes, of course, it doesn't happen overnight, so you have to give yourself a little time to feel that momentum. But just if you stick with the fundamentals, you will feel it, right? And then one thing you can do, we started off this lesson today with setting clear, specific goals. We're going to leave with a affirmation/prayer. So take your goal, a specific body weight, along with a specific body fat. I'm going to use pounds, but wherever you're at, it can be kilos or stones. In America, we use pounds. So I'm going to say pounds. So I'm going to use myself as an example in this mental exercise to transform your body. And this is on the mindset. So say you have your body weight. So my goal is to be at least 190 pounds. I'm currently about 180 pounds. And my goal is to be at least 190 pounds at or below 10% body fat. So it's not to be 190 and 15% body fat. I want to be 190 and 10%. I'm probably 11% body fat right now. So I'm trying to have a journey to go, right? Build muscle and stay in lean, right? But how I phrase it as I'm on that journey, because I've come up from 165. So once I started this particular journey, I was 15 pounds ago. So, but as I'm journeying up, my goal is to go that way. So I have the weight and the body fat percent. So that's why I encourage you to have, whether it's you're going down in scale or up in scale, have your weight and body fat percent. That's your goal. And then we'll set it up like this. I am happy and grateful now that I am, and then state your body weight and state your body fat percent. Does that make sense? So I use myself as an example. I am happy and grateful now that I am at least 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. That's the framework of my fitness goal. See how it is? Now let's break that down. You can go back and rewind that to keep it's. I am happy and grateful now that I am, and you plug in your numbers, right? But listen to it for a second. I am happy and grateful. Grateful is a very powerful feeling of I'm grateful, right? But right now I'm feeling I'm happy and grateful now that I am 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. And see, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, yes, I feel like I am 190. I step on the scale and it says 180, and it's kind of shocks me because I feel like I'm 190, but so I have 10 more pounds to go and keeping the body fat just under 10%. So that's quite a way in the building muscle world, I feel, but I love the journey. I love exercising. I love strength training. So that's why I encourage you to too. If you could go at this training, nutrition, recovery, supplements, mindset, if you could do all 5 of these areas and somehow go at it with a child's like enthusiasm where you're fascinated and you're also curious about all this stuff and how it works. And so that's the thing. So I encourage you to set that framework, set your goal. I am happy and grateful now that I am. Plug in your numbers, right? And then just plug in, then just take action. Exercise, 5 simple steps. Exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplements, mindset. Just daily, weekly, just you'll be living that fitness lifestyle and you'll be feeling great because the discipline of all that activity, and it's really not a lot of activity, it's just a consistent activity done over time. All that is just going to really weigh ounces. But if you go to that other side of that road where you don't do it, then it could be a lot of regret, right? So I want you to have the feeling, the lifestyle of feeling healthy and fit and living your best. So with that, consider remembering that our health is wealth. So without our health, that's what's important. Our earthly possessions, but our health, that's wealth. So health is wealth. So keep that in mind. And to take care of your health, to transform your body, follow the 5 simple steps: exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. My goal here, God willing, is to be here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be blessed, and I'll see you. Today's Tuesday. I'll see you Thursday. Be blessed.